Marjorie Taylor Greene loves her little signs that she hangs up outside of her office, but she hates with a passion the fact that these signs continue to get defaced. And she is still furious over the fact that the Capitol Police have allegedly identified the vandalizer, but the DOJ is refusing to prosecute the individual for ruining Marjorie Taylor Greene's "There are only two genders" sign. So Marjorie Taylor Greene decided recently to put up a new sign and call out this Democratic staffer on the sign itself for being the defacer of the sign, which of course that sign then got defaced. So after this happened, Marjorie Taylor Greene puts out a video where she says the following. "You want to know what happened? Another sign got taken off the wall. They can't take the fact that there's only two genders, male and female. They've been attacking this sign. Tim Heisem, Chief of Staff for Jake Auchincloss. I'm sure Jake doesn't get awards like this for actually having a great voting record," she said, showing off an award she happened to be carrying. "They attack this because they hate my faith, they hate my religion, and they hate the fact that I'm a woman. The Department of Justice is not going to prosecute them." So are you trying to imply that this is some kind of a hate crime? That literally calling you out for your bigotry, which is why you put the sign up in the first place, it has nothing to do with your religion? Because your sign actually says, "Trust the science," like there's only two genders, male and female, trust the science. It doesn't say, "My religion says so." It actually said, "Trust the science." So your own defense of your bigotry undercuts what your sign already said, which would mean it would not actually, in fact, be a hate crime. So I'm not exactly sure what point you're trying to make, but you're trying to make this a religious issue when it clearly is not. Show me in the Bible where it says there's only two genders, that transgenderism cannot exist or does not exist. Show me in the Bible where it talks about transgenderism. Can anybody show me that? The answer, of course, is no, you can't. I'm sure there's some conservatives right now trying to, it says that. Nah, it doesn't actually address the issue of being transgender, does it? No, it doesn't. You can look all through that book, front to back, top to bottom, left to right, right to left, whatever you want to do, but you're not going to find it in there. So no, Marjorie, this is in fact not a hate crime. And even though it is filled with bigotry, what you are doing by putting the sign up in the first place is also technically not a hate crime. But you're acting out of hate. You're acting out of spite because you put this sign up because the Congress member across the hall from you happens to have a transgender child. That's why you did it. You did it because you hate them. So if we're going to talk about hate, if we're going to talk about violence against other people, let's talk about the implied violence by what you're doing. Forcing that parent to see this sign every day, knowing that the person across the hall from them hates who their child is for no other reason than pure, blatant bigotry. That's what's happening here, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, and if you want to wonder why, or if you want to know why, why the DOJ is not going to prosecute this, even though they, of course, seemingly have identified this individual, it's not worth the time. It would literally cost the Department of Justice thousands of dollars to prosecute this individual for misdemeanor vandalism of a sign whose value is not enough to even secure any kind of sentence that would come with any kind of prison time. Like, you probably couldn't even put this person in county jail for a day based on this crime. So the DOJ would lose a ton of money. Us taxpayers, of course, would lose a ton of money if they decided to prosecute this individual. If you don't like your sign getting defaced, quit putting the sign out there. But we all know you secretly love it, which is why you do it in the first place. You do it for the attention. Honestly, think about this, because I was thinking about this before I recorded this segment. Have you ever heard Marjorie Taylor Greene speak where she wasn't bitching about something? Ever? Like, I'm not kidding. Think back to every video clip, every horrible, terrifying thing she's ever said on video. It's always complaining. Like, she is the most miserable human being on the planet. She's the biggest Karen in the United States, just complains about every little thing that happens in her daily life. What a miserable existence this woman has, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because if she really didn't want the sign defaced, she wouldn't put the sign up. You don't see other members of Congress doing petty crap like that. She does it for the attention. And that's, of course, why she's never going to stop. She'd be disappointed if she put her sign up and nobody paid attention to it. That would hurt her feelings. But maybe, even with the bigotry that it espouses, maybe that is the best path. Stop giving the thing attention, and you're going to starve her of the one thing on the planet that she actually craves. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.